Who is Genghis Khan? Many know him as a barbarian, a ruthless conqueror who destroyed every place he went to. But is that all he was? A warrior that caused bloodshed? Many sources may make you think this way, but in reality, there's so much more to his character. There are many different traits that he displayed throughout his life. Many of these traits can be seen in the days before he was known as a Great Khan. Before he became Genghis Khan, he was called Temujin. Temujin encountered many eventful experiences in this part of his life that truly demonstrate who he was. It was these traits who allowed him to become the great ruler he was known to be. Temujin's life was eventful right from his birth. He was said to have been born clutching a blood clot from his mother in his hand. This shows that he indeed had a barbaric side to him. But it also shows that he was different from the others, as his birth was very abnormal. One key event was when he had a rivalry at a young age with his stepbrother Bektur. Bektur mistreated him constantly, and when he stole his fish from Temujin, that was the final straw. Finally, Temujin had enough and killed his brother by shooting him in the head with an arrow. Temujin is shown here to be ruthless and gritty. He did not let anything get in his way, not even family. Another key event in his life was when he was kidnapped as a boy by a rival clan known as the Taishuds. Apparently, they took him because the leader saw him as a potential threat and wanted to eliminate that. This clearly shows that he was already a formidable opponent to many and that he was also intimidating. Temujin was able to escape, however, and did so in a tactical way. He escaped on a night of a feast where he knew he wouldn't be guarded as well. When he got away, he didn't flee immediately and decided to hide out instead. This ended up working well in his favor as the guards did not find him. It is evident that he was clever and resilient. Another important event happened when his family's horses were stolen by some bandits. When this happened, his brothers offered to go after the bandits themselves, but then Temujin stood up and said, "No, you're not strong enough. I will go." This shows the confidence that he had in himself. It also shows that he had more skill than his brothers. He was eventually able to track down the bandits and fight them off and get his horses back. At a young age, Temujin already showed signs of his great tactics and warrior-like skills. One key event comes when his wife, who was named Borte, was taken by another rival clan by the name of the Merkits. Temujin rallied many men and even got the support of allies from other tribes, proving his resourcefulness. It was a tough and grueling battle, but nevertheless Temujin emerged victorious. This victory shows that Temujin was a tough and committed warrior with a lot of might. He was able to get his wife back, and when they reunited, they embraced. There clearly was a compassionate side to this so-called bloodthirsty man. Temujin also showed that he was merciful, refuting the fact that he was just a barbaric savage. During a battle, he was shot in the neck by an arrow. The man who was responsible for this act owned up to it. Temujin was so pleased with this man's ownership that he spared his life and even made him one of his companions. The man, who was named Jebe by Temujin, went on to become one of his best allies. If Temujin truly were this so-called barbarian, would he have spared the life of a man who had just tried to kill him, nonetheless make him his companion? There are also many things that happened later in Temujin's life that set the path for his successful reign. First of all, many people from rival clans left and joined his tribe. This included people from the Naimans, Merkits, and much more. Temujin was well liked and recognized as a good leader. This growing support allowed him to have a large and strong group of followers around him. Temujin could also be seen as charismatic. Many people who he met early on in his life went on to become very close to him. For example, when he was held captive as a boy, a man by the name of Sorkon helped him escape. Later on, this man became a close companion to him. As well, when his family's horses were taken, a boy by the name of Bogorju helped him. This boy also went on to become one of his close friends. Finally, there was a man named Xiaomei, who was initially a servant for Temujin. But later on, Temujin made him a companion as well, and Xiaomei went on to become one of his best and closest allies. Temujin was definitely charismatic as he was able to gain the trust and form long-lasting relationships with people. He was proven to be loyal as well. Finally, one of the most important things he did was make changes to the militaristic system. These changes were crucial to making the Mongol army the juggernaut it was. First of all, he created the decimal system to arrange his army better. The decimal system is where groups of 1,000 are broken into groups of 100, which are further broken into groups of 10. This system facilitates easier command and communication. He also recruited those closest to him to have high-ranking positions within the army. This was so that he could eliminate the possibility of betrayal. Finally, He created a technique for fighting armies that were much larger than his. He placed dummy figures on top of horses. He also attached branches to horses to stir up dust. Both of these techniques served as an intimidation factor, as it made his army seem much larger than it actually was. All of these strategies proved to be very effective for Temujin, as he used them for countless battles later on. Temujin was definitely an intelligent and powerful military leader. Now let's go back to the beginning. Who was Genghis Khan? A bloodthirsty savage, no good barbarian? Someone who didn't care for anything besides murdering and looting? No, he was much more than that. As evidenced from his days as Temujin, he was an intelligent, powerful man with a lot of grit and might. He was also a charismatic man that many people liked, trusted, and were drawn to. Finally, he was a loyal, compassionate, and caring friend and husband. It was all these traits that allowed him to become the one and only Genghis Khan.